Hi everyone, and let me welcome our today's speakers, Ankur Toshniwal and Ankita, who are chartered accountants as well as qualified CFEs, and they will be sharing their professional journey and experience with you. So, let's start with you, Ankita. What is your professional background, and how come you decided to take up this course after your chartered accountancy?
Hi Bhavna. Hello everyone. I hope you all are good and safe. I'm Ankita Mukija. I'm a chartered accountant and a certified fraud examiner. Thought of doing something additional along with CA, to add on some value to my profile. So I searched for some good courses and therein I found CFE and I thought of opting the same. Yeah, so currently I'm working with RSM Institute as into internal audit domain.
What about you,
Hello.
Ankur? How come you came into this field and explored it?
Hi Bhavna and hello everyone. So just to give a quick intro of myself, I am CA Ankur Toshniwal. I am also a certified fraud examiner as mentioned by Bhavna. So how my journey from CA to CFA if I narrate. So basically, I was carrying till last year before doing CFA, I was carrying a mix of working experience with Deloitte and with GIAA. So somewhere I was thinking to move my profile to fraud and forensics because like since this profile is very emerging profile, if you hear every month or I can say at a frequently you will hear about some or new fraud coming across the globe and especially in our country India. So last year I just thought of changing my profile to into forensic domain. So then I did some sort of digging what can be done. Then I find out okay, CFE is a course, and then I opted for this course. This course is very elaborative enough so that you can get a fair theoretical knowledge of the subject matter. So this is how I moved my profile to forensics and I did CFE.
Okay, so awesome. Great to have you both today, and I'm sure there's a lot of content and knowledge and experience that you are here with and you will be sharing with our audience today. Why don't we begin with our topic for today, which is Certified Fraud Examiner? ये कोर्स जो बहुत चर्चित है आज के ज़माने में, पीपल आर एक्चुअली टॉकिंग अबाउट इट कि अगर फ्रॉड और फोरेंसिक में आगे कुछ परस्यू करना है देन वी टेक दिस रूट फॉरवर्ड एंड वी इसके एग्जाम्स कैसे लेने हैं, इसके लिए रजिस्टर कैसा करना है, किन टाइप के प्रोफेशनल्स को इस फील्ड में जाना चाहिए. आई कांट वेट टू हियर मोर. लेट्स स्टार्ट.
So the first thing we will be talking about is what is CFE and which organization provides this credential. Second thing we are going to discuss is why CFE, like what are the career growth and opportunities. CFE is a credential which is awarded by ACFE US. ACFE US is the largest anti-fraud organization. CFE, this certification is recognized worldwide. Having said that, you can understand how immense opportunities we can get from doing this certification, as the recognition is worldwide. CFE denotes proven expertise in the field of fraud detection, prevention, and deterrence. As per a latest report by ACFE US, more than 75% of Fortune 500 companies employ CFEs. This denotes how vital role a CFE plays in the organization and economy. Next slide, please, Uncle. Now coming to career growth. So these all are those companies where fraud has been occurred in the past. Satyam being fraud has taken place in some 2008 or 9, and the other scenarios are like recent fraud cases which has taken place in last 4 or 5 years back. DHFL, PNB, DMC Bank, ILFS, Thomas and Cook, and Carvey. These all are recent fraud cases. So as we can see that frauds are increasing day by day, which clearly shows the importance of fraud examiner. As in when fraud increases, there is a need of a fraud examiner. Other than examining fraud and fraud detection, there are many other roles which can be done by CFE, which will be later on explained. Now, coming to the cost part. So cost involved in doing CFE is ranges between somewhere around INR 44,000 to INR 92,000 depending on what option you go for. So there are two parts in the cost. The first one, fixed part, which is registration fee and the exam fee. So registration is $110 and examination is $400. So second part is the study material. Study material, you can opt for three options. The first one is digital manual, wherein you will get soft copy. The second one is digital plus manual. That is, you will get both hard as well as soft copy. The third one is preparation course software. in this case, you will get tutorials, you will get online classes, you will get mock test also. So, but yeah, along with this, cost will go up. So depending on what option you choose for, cost will deviate accordingly. So next part, opportunities will be taken over by Ankur.
Okay, so now coming to the opportunities part, because we believe is even a single amount of penny you are investing in a particular course and you are devoting your time, then you should get to the benefit from the same, and you should be aware that okay, what are the opportunities available with you once you clear your CFE examination. So since CFE is totally fraud-based course, it is this course is like basically having all sort of facts which current economy states for. So if you'll see the Indian economy, so the fraud trends signifies that 74% year-on-year increase in the banking sector frauds, which is quite a high number. Apart from that, the NPAs of the current Indian banking has crossed 9 lakh crore in the past fiscal year. So both the facts are so high, which clearly says that okay, there is going to be ample number of opportunities for forensics professional and rather saying certified fraud examiners. The best part is this course is having a global coverage. It's not like an Indian based course. You are having across the globe, it is recognized very well. Plus Indian government, if I say so, is setting up lot of measures to prevent frauds. One is like one of the measure is a mandatory forensic audit, and the second, which has been recently introduced by our government, is setting up of agencies for specialized monitoring. So both these measures by the government has created an opportunities into the field of forensic audit or fraud investigation, and ultimately the opportunities for CFEs also arises. So these are the few opportunity part which a certified fraud examiner has. Now coming to the eligibility criteria. So basically everyone is curious to know that who all are eligible for giving this examination. So first of all, I'd like to say one thing. This course is an open-ended course. Like it's not restricted to technical person, or it's not restricted to professional person. People across all sector, all degrees, or all field can pursue this course. Practically, I had seen engineers who have done CFAs and are working in digital forensic domain. I had seen MBAs, I had seen chartered accountants, BCom, ACC affiliates also, who had done this course and are now working into different fields which a forensic profile offers. So the eligibility criteria is very minimum and very basic. First of all, you have to be an associate member of ACFP. So you just have to register yourself and then you can be a member. And second is the minimum academic as well as professional requirement which you must meet. So now I'll come to the minimum requirement which ACFP denotes. So this is a point system which is a script from the ACFP site. You can by logging into the site. So the point system says that you should have at least. Now the question arises how to get or how to achieve this 40 and 50 points. Are we actually qualifying to get these points or not? So basically it's a very simple point. Even if you have a bachelor degree or equivalent degree, you can straight away get 40 points. Means even if you are a bachelor, then you are eligible to give the examination. And then 10 points are required, which is based on your experience. So if you are having an mandatory 2 years of experience into forensics or other auditing domain, then you can yes get 10 points. Or if you are having some sort of other degrees or certification, let's say engineering or ACCA or some sort of practical experience, then you can get easily 10. Getting 50 points is a easy task for everyone. So once you have seen the point scoring analysis, second comes is the examination procedure, which is a certification portal. So this is the snip from the ACFE login ID. So you have to upload all your credentials and all your documents into this portal. The portal seems to be a bit complex, but it's very easy. You just have to upload the hard copies, self-attested, and then ACFE takes 3 to 5 working days for verification of all the copies. And apart from your credentials and apart from your normal degrees, you also have to submit three mandatory recommendations into the portal. So this is the basic procedure which you have to comply with before appearing for the examination. Now this is the exam pattern which Ankita will explain.
Thanks, Ankur. To add on with point scoring system, one thing I also like to add that your articleship experience is also counted as your work ex. So you, if you are an article, then that will be also counted into 10 points. So yeah, coming to examination procedure, the first thing you need to do is request for CFE exam key. The key will be provided by ACFE within 3 to 5 working days. Guys, please make sure that apply for the examination only and only when you are completely satisfied with your preparation as once you receive the key, you have to give your examination within a period of 30 days. So there are total 4 examinations. You need not to give all the 4 subjects altogether in a single sitting. You can choose your dates accordingly. But yeah, one subject at a time, you have to give it in a single sitting. And the passing criteria for CFE examination is 75%. So you have to score 75% in each subject. In case you couldn't score 75% in any particular subject, then you can retake the examination by paying a fee of $100. So this is quite high. So make sure that you prepare well so that you could clear it in one take. And also you can retake the examination 3 times only. So that means if you couldn't clear the examination in 3 attempts as well, then you have to give all the 4 subjects again. And the last thing, you need to submit an affidavit after submitting all the examinations. This is compulsory for getting results. So make sure that you submit your affidavit along with after completion of your examinations, and go and take examination only and only when you are comfortable with your preparation. Next thing is technical requirements for taking the examination, which will be discussed on by Ankur.
So guys, apart from preparation, which obviously everyone does, since it's an online-based examination, you should be aware about the technical requirements also, which is to be adhered with. So few requirements are very basic, like your Windows desktop or PC should have Windows 7, 8.1, or 10, and the screen resolution of so and so and greater than. But yes, there are main two requirements which has to be compliant. This is, I would like to say, recently introduced by ACFE within a short span of 6 to 7 months. Earlier, there was no such requirement of web camera and microphone. So earlier, there was no live recording as such was conducted by ACFE. But now, if you appear for the examination, you will be recorded live. Someone will be watching you, and even once you submit your examination, your on sample basis, your examination duration may be picked up by any of the auditor of SCFE, and they can view the same. So please be aware that you basically comply with both the requirement also, because this is a new requirement. So people are not much aware of that this has also to be complied with. Now the most important part is how to study. So I guess we had covered basically who are eligible to give this examination, what is the examination pattern, how to register for the course, and how to comply with what should be considered for the preparation material. One thing I would like to add is there are three sort of preparation material you can have. One which has been explained by Ankita earlier. One is the soft copy, second is the hard copy, and third is the preparation course. We would recommend you to go for the soft copy of the manual, because it is cheap also, and secondly the manual is really very good. It's very comprehensive. Thing is practical. What all you will read in the manual will definitely help you out in your practical work ex also. Although the size looks like it's of 2000 pages, many of the candidates had questioned me earlier that it's of 2000 pages, how we will read it, like, very monotonous, and it's just a detailed theory type course. But it's not so. If you actually go on reading each and every topic, you will find it interesting. 2000 pages will be disappear in a short span of 3 to 4 months. So 4 months is the minimum, or rather saying 5 months on a safer side is the minimum duration. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible, Ankur.
So guys, the first topic is financial transactions. So for a chartered accountant, this is very easy topic because it contains basic accounting fundamentals, and also how a fraud in the accounting system happens. So basically, in the entire financial statement, which are the key factors which are prone to fraud. So how to identify fraud when you have a financial statement or an annual report or the data of a particular company. So for chartered accountant, will definitely find this topic very easy. Second is law. Although CA, CAs, and other courses also offer law subject in their curriculum, but yes, this law is slightly different and it's a bit technical also, because it is totally based on corruption related laws and anti-bribery, anti-corruption laws. So you will find Foreign Corruption Act, Practice Act of US. You will find UK Anti-Bribery Act also in this topic, and it is bit technical. So devote a sufficient time of your study frame for law. Third is investigation. Guys, trust me, it's one of the bestest topic you can have, because this is something which is linked to each and every Indian like us. Like from from the childhood we used to play chore police. I guess everyone had played. So police is like running behind the chore and like that. So ये same topics इसके अंदर है. You will find surveillance topic in this investigation subject, wherein 2 or 3 persons are actually monitoring a single person, identifying where he is going to find out the evidence root causes. Apart from that, आप लोग सब लोग CID I think childhood से आपने सबने देखा होगा. तो जो full on CID में हम लोग देखते हैं कैसे एक पॉइंट को लेके दूसरे पॉइंट पे पहुंचते हैं, दूसरे से तीसरे पॉइंट पे पहुंचते हैं, एंड अल्टीमेटली कंक्लूजन ड्रॉ करते हैं अपन दैट ओके दिस इज द अल्टीमेट केस एंड दिस इज द कंक्लूजन. फिर फॉरेंसिक लैब भी आपने देखी है, वो भी सब एक्चुअली होता है. यू हैव एवरी कंसल्टेंसी फर्म हैज अ फॉरेंसिक लैब wherein digital evidence are being tested for. So everything you will find in this topic, including suspect interviews and how to find the perpetrator, how to find them, everything you will find in this topic. It's really very amazing. And last is fraud prevention deterrence. It's quite easy because it's just basics of internal controls like preventive control, detective control, which are there already in the internal control curriculum. So you'll find all such sort of topics in this subject. So this is the overall structure of 2000-page manual. And one thing is to be considered is that everything you read in the manual, you study in the manual is a practical base, because I done practically all sort of work. So I can say nothing is like theoretical that you just have to read for the sake of your examination, because this course is totally based on the practical approach. Even you will find real life fraud scenarios which will be reflected in the course. One thing the manual lacks is the question bank, which every CFE candidate had asked me in the past also, like where we can find out a question bank. So yes, this is the drawback which I can say, because ACFE doesn't have any sort of official question bank unless you go for preparation course, which is quite costly. Otherwise, you won't find any sort of question bank in the Google also. So this is one thing which lacks. But yes, if you read the module rigorously, thoroughly, you won't face any sort of challenges, because the questions you will get in the actual examination is mainly linked to case studies and ultimately comes from the module only. Nothing outside you will find out the question. I think fair enough. So we have tried to cover the topics related to the course. And
Yes.
would like to add something?
I think we are ready for some Q&A because since both of you are highly skilled in this area, and Ankur, you are also working professionally in this area since quite a long time. So, I think हमने टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट सारे कवर कर लिए इधर कि एग्जाम फॉर्म कैसे भरना है, एग्जाम कैसे देना है, किस जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज की तरफ ये डिग्री आपको लेके जाएगी. बट अगर हम बात करें प्रैक्टिकल सिनेरियो की, आप ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हो फॉरेंसिक, यू आर वर्किंग इन BDO एज अ फॉरेंसिक ऑडिटर, तो आपका एक्सपीरियंस वर्किंग इन दिस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड फॉरेंसिक्स कैसा रहा है अभी तक?
I would like to say one thing amazing, because मैंने CFE पहले किया था before entering into this field. Earlier my expertise was into internal audit and external audit with Deloitte and with KPMG and DL. So forensics में मेरा जब entry हुआ, so I find really it amazing, because what all things I studied in this course I actually find it out. Like मैंने पढ़ा था कि FCPA Act होता है, which I mentioned some time back also in the presentation. So then when I joined, the second assignment which I got was the FCPA compliances. So we were appointed by one of the private equity firm, and they were investing in a US based company, so we have to make the FCPA compliance reporting of the same. So what all things I had read it, I had done practically. So this is something which I really found it amazing, unlike other courses which you see just have to read a lot of things, and in practical it may come or it may not come. So this is not in CFE.
तो अगर हम प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट्स की बात करें, डेफिनेटली इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग फील्ड, बिकॉज इट विल लीड यू टू प्रैक्टिकल सिनेरियो कि यार फ्रॉड कैसे इन्वेस्टिगेट करना है, फॉरेंसिक कैसे इन्वेस्टिगेट करना है, ये सब चीज़ें. पर एक किस माइंडसेट के व्यक्ति को इस फील्ड में जाना चाहिए? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स और प्रोफेशनल्स आई शुड रादर टॉक अबाउट? कि अगर हम किसी भी फील्ड के प्रोफेशनल्स की बात करें, यार चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स हो गए, आपने बोला इंजीनियर्स बहुत जाते हैं इस फील्ड में, एक्चुअरियल फील्ड के बहुत लोग इस फील्ड में जाते हैं, तो ऐसा कौन सा माइंडसेट चाहिए कि यार आज मैंने ये डिसाइड कर लिया कि यार अब मुझे CFE करके एक फ्रॉड एग्जामिनर बनना है या एक फॉरेंसिक इन्वेस्टिगेटर बनना है? व्हाट इज द स्किल रिक्वायर्ड, स्किल सेट, एंड फ्यूचर भी अगर मैं इस फील्ड में देखूं तो आप कितना लॉन्ग टर्म फ्यूचर अपने आप को देख सकते हो इस फील्ड में पर्टिकुलरली?
Okay. So first of all, no, I don't mention about actuaries because actuaries का role इस profile में इतना है नहीं as such. Actuaries are more into valuations and other profiles. Okay, now coming to the practical aspect. So yes, one thing which should be common because engineers भी ये कर सकते हैं, CA भी, MBA भी कर रहे हैं. Actually, I've seen in the consultancy firm all sort of mixed profile candidates work together in the forensic audit profile domain. But one thing which is common amongst everyone is a detective mind. So suppose now how you should trigger that you should actually go for CFP and go for this field. If you have a detective mind, if you are curious about identifying the root cause of any sort of problem, detective mind doesn't mean कि हम ऑफिस में ही कोई डिटेक्टिव करें. पर्सनल लेवल पे भी सपोज बहुत आपने फ्रेंड्स ग्रुप में भी देखते होंगे. Few of the people have some sort of detective mind. Like basically suppose अगर आपने बोला मैं 5 मिनट लेट आऊँगा या आऊँगी. If someone is questioning that and trying to find out why, like basically if this person usually comes on time and today why 5 minutes late, तो ये normally हर कोई नहीं सोचता है, but जो ये सोचता है वो इस प्रोफाइल के लिए परफेक्ट बैठता है. And this is something I had seen in myself because when I was doing audit in Deloitte, so I was just basic doing the auditing. In stat audit you have to comply with the accounting standards and other norms, but जो होता है ना एक why question, बेसिकली ये कम हुआ तो क्यों हुआ, या फिर ये एम्प्लॉइज चला गया सडनली तो क्यों चला गया, अगर ऐसे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आपके माइंड में आते हैं देन इट्स अ डिटेक्टिव माइंड एंड डेफिनेटली यू शुड गो फॉर.
Okay, super. ठीक है, great. I think I had one more question that I had, and a lot of people asked me also personally यार कि अगर मैं एक typical auditing के role में हूँ अभी and I want to make a switch. से दैट मुझे फॉरेंसिक में जाना है, फ्रॉड इन्वेस्टिगेशन वाले डिपार्टमेंट में अपनी कंपनी में स्विच करना है या किसी और कंपनी में ज्वाइन करना है. तो मान लो मैंने सीएफई कर लिया, नाउ आई एम शिफ्टिंग एज अ फ्रेशर इन सीएफई, कैन आई एक्सपेक्ट अ राइज इन माय पैकेज? मतलब एक एवरेज फ्रेशर सीए को करीब अगर मैं बिग फोर्स की बात करूं या एमएनसीज की बात करूं तो 8 से 10 लाख रुपए का पैकेज मिल जाता है इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड्स के हिसाब से मेट्रोज में. तो हम पैकेज के टर्म्स में क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं सीएफई से कि अगर हम इस फील्ड में शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं तो बढ़ेगा, कम रहेगा या सेम रहेगा?
In terms of package, I would say it is a highly subjective matter. It depends on your past background also. So let's assume a fresher chartered accountant. He has once, even during the course of CA or even after completing a CA within a short amount of time, he did CFE also. So it won't much impact in his package, but yes, he will get an opportunity to get involved into forensic profile because forensic audit domain में easily आपको job नहीं मिलती है. So even आप अगर एक पूरा CA fraternity को देखोगे, so most of the chartered accountants, fresher ले लो या थोड़े senior level पे ले लो, you will find them working into statutory audit or internal audit domain. You will find very minimum people working in forensic field because यहाँ पे entry होना is very difficult. So CFE आपको एक opportunity देता है इसमें enter होने के लिए. And second thing, CFE आपके पैकेज को इतना वेरी नहीं करेगा because individually CFE credential का इतना नहीं in our country. Very frankly speaking. बट यस ये आपको एक इंटरेस्ट क्रिएट कर सकता है. सपोज एक आज मैं अगर या एक कोई भी नॉर्मल चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को हम लेते हैं, ही इज वर्किंग विद एनी ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इधर इन इंडस्ट्री एफएनए डिपार्टमेंट और इन एनी ऑफ द कंसल्टेंसी फर्म, नॉट इन द फोरेंसिक ऑडिट प्रोफाइल, बट उसको इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है बिकॉज फ्रॉड चलता रहता है. तो हर एक के दिमाग में आता है क्या है, हम भी रिसर्च करें. यू विल सी न्यूज की वीडियो ने सपोज ये फोरेंसिक ऑडिट रिपोर्ट रिलीज करी या ग्रैंड टोटल ने या केपीएमजी ने व्हाटएवर. सो वो अपना इंटरेस्ट को जज करने के लिए कोर्स में अपीयर हो सकते हैं बिकॉज so that he will find actually he is interested in this field because course में अगर इंटरेस्ट आ गया तो आपको फील्ड में इंटरेस्ट आएगा ही आएगा, और कोर्स में आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं आया देन आपको फील्ड में इंटरेस्ट नहीं आएगा. so I would say पैकेज पे वेरी नहीं करेगा, बट यस ये आपको एक अपॉर्चुनिटी देगा इस फील्ड में एंट्री करने की.
Okay, superb. I think that answers most of the questions जो लोगों के मन में होते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स के मन में होते हैं, और जो प्रोफेशनल्स अभी सीएफई की तरफ देख रहे हैं, they are thinking यार that whether the cost versus benefit analysis is worth it. So I will say, I mean, अगर हम एक concluding statement देना चाहें ना, तो मुझे लगता है कि interest over package any day. बिकॉज अगर इंटरेस्ट है ना तभी आप उसमें लॉन्ग टर्म सर्वाइव कर पाओगे उस फील्ड में, अदरवाइज इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू सर्वाइव. अगर मनी आपका मोटिवेशन है तो देन यू कैन नॉट गो लॉन्ग टर्म. I mean, you might take CFE as an additional course thinking कि I'll get an extra package, but you will not, because it will demand your interest. And I think this is you can say a craft career somewhere, क्योंकि the more you are experienced, the more you can say detective वाला mind आपका ज़्यादा चलेगा. Your mind will be more investigatory in nature. So somewhere yes, experience बहुत matter करता है. तो experience जैसे जैसे आप gain करोगे, definitely you can expect hike in terms of package. But initially you should not get inside such a course or such a degree only thinking यार कि money will get me there.
3000 में आप कर सकते हो CFP, बट यस मनी पैकेज आपका इतना वेरी नहीं करेगा, टू बी वेरी फ्रैंक. इट जस्ट लाइक
Yes.
आप अगर इंटरेस्ट है तो आप इससे इंटरेस्ट क्रिएट करके अपॉर्चुनिटी ले सकते हो इस फील्ड में एंट्री करने के लिए.
Yes, you are audible. Bhavna is not.
Hello, Bhavna. I would ask about prospect in this profile. I think I missed to answer this. So basically, the future of this profile is walking into this profile. You get to work with lot of government agencies also, like SFIO, ED, income tax, and CBI. So basically, you get to work with all sort of authorities. So you have a very bright future in the after so many years of experience.
Okay. ग्रेट. आई थिंक ये CFE तो एक इंडिपेंडेंट डिग्री हो गई. इट्स एन इंटरनेशनली रिकग्नाइज्ड डिग्री इन फॉरेंसिक एंड फ्रॉड इन्वेस्टिगेशन. देयर इज आल्सो सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स व्हिच इज कॉल्ड FAFD by ICAI. That it's like a certification course they offer
Yes.
in particularly this field. So what do you say? I mean, if someone wants to venture into this field, is that certificate course like a shortcut to this field or something?
I would say no. Both are good at their own individual places, because in India, ICAI is a reputed body and ICAI is conducting the examination. But the point is, CFE is a global course, so you have a worldwide coverage of this field. And ultimately, होता है ना, आप BCom करो और CA करो. So if you are a CA, then you are more qualified, I can say. So CFE covers everything. So if you want to compare between both these courses, I would say go for CFE.
Okay, okay, super. Yeah, I think that answers most of everyone's questions. Guys, I just want to tell you that ये हम लोग वीडियो रिमोटली रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, so we have some internet issues कहीं कहीं आ रहे हैं, and there's raining also outside, so probably some more internet issues here. But bear with this, because this is the kind of content that you will only get from professionals who are already working in this area. All right. I hope it was an informative video for you. Thank you so much, Ankur, and thank you so much, Ankita, for sparing your time and giving your valuable experience and all your knowledge to our viewers. We are highly grateful. और अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आए तो आप मत भूलना कि आपको सब्सक्राइब करना है. यू हैव टू कमेंट, एंड आई विल बी लिंकिंग बोथ अंकुर्स एंड अंकिता's LinkedIn profile in the description box below. So do not forget to connect to them and shower your love to them. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आए तो please inbox them that you like this video and you like the information that was shared. And yes, stay safe, take care everyone, and bye bye.
Okay, bye bye everyone.
Thank you, Bhavna.